Here we go. Yes.
Sounds going, Tim.
Yes.
Call to order the meeting of the Till Northfield Fire and EMS Fire Station Building Committee to order at 5:32 on September 2nd. Those present: Dennis, Tim, Chief, Matt, Kevin, Lisa, Paul. No Nate, no Derek. And from the public, Deputy Chief Robinson. So we'll start with the minutes of 8:25. Has everyone read the minutes? Make a motion, we accept the minutes of 8:25 as written.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you, Lauren. I would like to comment before we dig into tonight's work. Maybe I guess I just assumed everybody knew what I was talking about, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that you probably didn't. And that's when we're talking about the minutia of the design, the conversations with the architect about things like paper towel racks and mirrors and stuff like that. Those were all questions that they brought up. They wanted answers to in order to get guidance for costing. So I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that all of those questions are being given by them. So for tonight's meeting, what I was hoping to do was talk about public outreach. But before we do that, we've got some new plans. So I'll open the floor to discussion about the new Park Street plans.
Are we going to have a discussion about roof pitches?
That's
what
the
he's talking
difference.
I didn't know if you're talking about the site plans or the.
Okay,
Elevation.
I'm specifically talking about you call these elevations?
Building elevations.
Okay, the building elevations. See, I'm 63 and I'm still learning. Any comments on that?
I was just wondering how many acres that roof was now with 612.
Yeah, it's a total waste of space. If you're gonna put a big thing up in the roof there, you might as well put a second floor on, because you got enough space up there to put a second floor. Kind of defeats our goal of keeping it small. I think it looks terrible.
I don't like the way it looks, right?
I think the first one they proposed, if you matched, you might have to change the roof pitch on the living quarters. You could make you could go back to the pitch that they originally proposed.
This was a 3-pitch.
But there's no reason it can't go higher than they had a shallow pitch because they were trying to.
They did they did show a 4-pitch at one point or something, a 4.5 pitch that went somewhat above the parapet roof.
Right. I liked that one, but I wasn't here for that one. You guys didn't.
Well, I guess the discussion we had was about the winter and roof pitches and runoff and stuff like that.
Now that we see this here, I think the pines would be shaded for the bulk of the day.
It's just a huge area of unused truss space. It makes, I don't know if I can find the old one. The first one they came up with on their own, right?
Yes.
That was the one that, out of all of these, seen the most. It was this one, right? Is that the one?
There was another one that was shed roof on, that has valleys in it. There was another one that had no valleys in it.
Yeah,
This one has no value.
That's correct, yeah, that's the one.
But that's a
That's-
very shallow
That's
pitch.
right.
Extremely
That's
shallow.
the very shallow.
I think they said that was 3, didn't they?
Yes. Well, I guess you gotta pick your poison, valleys or pitch.
I say valleys. And here you're building, it's almost as tall as the tower, the hose tower.
Almost, yep.
It just kind of looks silly.
And they're really, in the email that they sent today, they're really kind of pushing for us to make a decision on the roof pitches because
Right.
they're kind of stuck on,
Oh, all kinds of
yeah,
quantities, you can't price it out until we make a decision.
and they thought we made a decision to go with 6 pitch on Park Street. And then I asked them, well, what's the pitch on Sanborn Road? And they said 3.5. I said,
So
I'm guessing
We haven't seen a Sanborn Road.
they have not sent anything like this for Sanborn Road. They did send updated PDF drawing of the whole set of plans, but it doesn't show it like this. And I got it so late that my computer's having problems like flattening it out or whatever. It says it's flat. It still says flattening when I left the office. I thought I could get it to print, but it wouldn't. It takes a while for it to take it from their stuff and turn it into our stuff. I guess. It gets there, it just
I
takes.
mean, heck, we might as well put a dormer on that. Couple dormers, we put a couple bedrooms up there, another.
It's a whole upstairs.
Right.
It's a
Throw an
whole
elevator
upstairs.
in, a couple stairs.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Plenty of storage for something.
It's the same thing. It looks the same.
That's today.
This is today. Well, this is the email, right?
That's the,
This is today.
they sent another email today, but again, I couldn't download the plans yet. It wouldn't work.
I just went back to the.
But I was able to download the
I
site
just printed them all
plans,
together.
which were in a separate meeting.
Well, if you're gonna tell us that they need a decision by tonight, and you can't provide us with the information, how can we make a decision?
Well, I can provide you with everything but a visual.
You're saying they sent you something?
In this email had attachments that showed
It was like 15, that one Park Street drawing.
Oh, they didn't PDF it. Well, sometimes you have the
They
whole
do.
size.
It is PDF, but
Still a huge size, yeah. Yeah.
it's big. Let me see if I can open it on my phone.
Is that parking area still, looks like it's made of pavers?
Permeable, something permeable. They don't want to get away from that. Although I told them to look at gravel to see if that was in, but that's civil engineering and they haven't got back to us on that. We do have a meeting. We do have a meeting tomorrow morning with Paul, right? It's tomorrow at 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll be able to enlighten us a little bit on something with that. I'm going to forward you the email he sent me today, and you can open up the PDFs on your phone, because it does open up on your phone. Let's see, forward. Include 2021 building committee. Forward. All right, I forwarded, I don't know how long it's gonna take to get to your phone, but everybody can look at it then. The original costs for the roof were based on the lower pitched roofs. And they did share those costs with us. I don't have them with me right now because I just don't have them with me right now.
Does this type of roof cost less than having that gigantic truss to give us 30 some odd feet in there?
I'll
I think,
bet it does, because this has to span the whole, of course, this one was too, right?
I think they're probably similar.
This one was what, a 3-pitch?
Yes.
Really shallow floor.
Was the Sanborn Road
3-pitch. 3,
with
yep. It's still,
two different ridge lines? Right.
it's 2 different ridge lines, both of them at 3 or 3.5, I think he said.
What's the police department?
Good question, I don't know.
I bet the police department's more than 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
gotta be.
guarantee it. Looking at that, I'm just looking at the roof on there. The building's a lot narrower.
So the only reason this is so tough, we told them a steeper roof, but we weren't allowing valleys, right?
Yeah, we were eliminating that.
Yep.
I think it's a lot of truss that's not necessary. And if you're gonna spend that money on the truss, you make them king trusses, and you do have an attic, but then you'll have to put in an elevator. It's the old,
Not if you leave it unfinished. But I don't think that's where we want to go.
let's see, it's looking, because I'm not on Wi-Fi. There it is.
Is the flat roof more expensive to build than the pitched roof?
It's cheaper.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Is the flat roof less expensive to build than the pitched roof?
Yeah, I was gonna throw that out, but
I mean, what if you did a
Lisa.
flat roof over the whole
Extended
building?
a flat roof, or at least a flat over the main.
Bigger area.
It's bigger.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, you've got walls under it, so it's not like you need very big spans. It is,
it's
aesthetically.
an idea aesthetically. But the other thing you can do, but you guys don't want the valleys, is you make all the peaks the same, and you draw a straight line and make sure it's above the other building. You can go back to their original, and it works. But you have valleys that, for some reason, you guys don't like valleys.
It's history.
Yeah, but if I think they made an attempt of actually, well, okay, you're worried about valleys leaking, right?
Yes.
Right. And the collecting
With
those.
technology today, I don't know, everybody uses the Grace Water Shield. I don't know where it would leak to. But I don't know. I have a valley, one valley in my house that doesn't leak. But then again, I did I did the Grace.
My house had valleys in it, but the attic was unheated and was actually it's same temperature and everything else, so it never leaks.
I mean, designed properly, it shouldn't leak.
Kevin's thinking
It's gotta be built to design though, you design it all you want, if you don't build it that way. Doesn't make any difference how they're designed.
You're saying most roofers don't build it properly? I guess it depends on who builds it. So, but we can guess that on every item.
So
Every item in this project.
yeah, you could. So like, for example, when I was building my house, or when the last fire station I built had valleys in it. It was on site to make sure during that process that they did use the ice and water shield. In fact, we doubled it up, so there was less of a chance of anything. Where in the original specs, it called for one row of 3 feet. We doubled it up to 6 feet, and in the valleys, it was even more so.
But you're worried about collecting snow too, right?
Yeah, so you gotta look at the way the sun's gonna come through, where it's gonna melt, where it won't melt. Or it'll take longer to melt, I should say. Looking at Park Street, the way it's designed, the sun should hit most of it. The way the sun goes around that building.
I mean, looking at this, I'd be inclined to go back to the shallow roof. But there's where you have more of a chance of roof leakage than anything with a 3-on-12 asphalt shingle. The second year shingles get weathered. Yeah.
Steep for the pitch, how long they last.
Whereas this with their original design that had the steeper slope, your shingles work better.
You can also tighten up the exposure that the shingles have, rather than, a 5-inch exposure, you can do a 4-inch exposure.
So, if I'm reading Lisa correctly, she's stating that she's fine with that.
Or a variation of that.
And I'm no builder, but someone here is. So
Well-
Kevin, what's your thought on that with the steeper pitch?
Here I sit saying I don't want any valleys, but I got 6 of them.
If you compare.
But they're on a 12 pitch too, they're not.
I don't think that's a 12, I think that's the 6 pitch.
This is 3, isn't it?
This is
No.
3.
No, that is 3
This
there.
is 3.
Yeah, that 3 to me, I wouldn't do a 3, but this is,
This must be,
Those are probably about 6 right there.
this isn't 6.
I'd have to.
How can that be 6 if this is 6?
Because
it's not.
because it doesn't go from one side all the way to the other.
We don't.
It has more ridges in it. That only has 1 ridge. This has multiple ridges. Well, that's got 3 ridges, but this has more.
So this is all 6, right? This new drawing.
Yes.
So does this peak here look like that peak there?
It is that piece.
Yeah, but this we know is a 6.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Do you think those are 6s?
What's the date?
819.
So that's got the gable end at the front.
Right. Right, and see, the peak is just a little bit above the,
Right.
so he's got the elevation from the old one.
That's with the values.
Now, they could raise this a
That's-
little bit just so
That's the one
that
we're
this
looking
peak,
at.
that corner, you were worried about water in that corner near the doors, right? That was the concern. Now, the interesting comment that you made about a flat roof. I don't know.
You say flat roof, but it's not, it's really pitched.
Pitch, but it's just very,
It's
very shallow.
Yeah, it's a shallow pitch.
I mean, they're,
And they'll put a parapet wall up to hide the pitch, like what they did on the apparatus.
and I assume it's all shedding, well, must have drains, so, it's not all shedding off to the back, is it?
I would let them figure that out.
I would too, but I'm sure that they.
I'm sure they'll manage it. They
Yes.
gotta manage it now.
Right. I mean, if you have water in that corner, you put something to collect it and go into a drain, right? The drains that they just showed us, and
Yes.
they're gonna design drainage.
I just think that's a lot of freaking, that's 12 is just, phew. I think in one, it looks hideous, and it's just a lot of acreage up there when it's on. Those trusses are gonna, I'm sure they're not gonna be cheap.
No, they're huge.
3 pieces.
I was gonna say, they're not even going one piece.
Yeah,
Probably 3 pieces.
You would, you guys transport those sons of guns.
yeah, you'd have a middle piece and 2 end pieces.
Yeah, they have to support them on interior walls. I'm inclined to like their first proposal.
With the, that's this one,
That's this
Yeah.
one, right, but this is a shallower roof than that, right?
No, I think this.
right?
Or it's just the way it looks.
It's the shading, I think.
Yeah,
So
'cause it's really
what
neat.
pitch is this then? This is 6 pitch though? We don't know.
I don't think-
I don't know, but I think it's closer to 6 than 3.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah.
Initially, we didn't like that because they didn't have this peak there, so that roof line was shedding right into that.
I don't think-
They put that on.
I don't think that's 6 pitch, because when you look at this drawing,
So this
Is
was
that
the
6
next
pitch?
with the new 6 pitch roof,
with the
Yeah.
three
you see where these,
and
The
These
top
are-
point,
we
they're,
don't want a three pitch.
See
they're
what-
above the
Six
roof,
pitch.
right? Of the other
And
building.
that's what the
they look
six
like they're as
pitch
high
looks
as
like.
the
That would be-
Parapet.
flat roof.
Right.
But when you look here and you see the way that that peak runs into this one,
So
this
that
peak's
will progress.
obviously higher than
Now
that
it
peak,
looks like we're gonna
and way higher than those peaks. So,
So, I like this part, they can do that same shape. If you bring this peak, you might even change the slope of this roof and come up to here.
would the two roofs not
end up-
then be the same slope?
No, they wouldn't, because this width of the building is shallower, is less than this width of this wing.
Okay.
So,
The wings
but,
aren't the same size?
you
No.
know,
And you've changed the peak direction, Paul, in that original one. The peak
So,
goes the other way.
so
I'll
if you
make-
bring,
yeah, I
you
see what
just
you're
change
saying,
the
yeah.
slope, right,
Yeah.
this one, and come up,
So in other words,
and then you
We turn
match
the
the
peak.
peak
Right.
Yeah.
of that one, they all have the same peak, but you made that comment
a
at
lot
one
more
time.
attractive.
your peak of your roof is the
Cause
same.
like you say, that's a lot of roof.
Here, these are
Here's-
lower than this.
There's 10 feet difference in those width of
Right.
those two
Right.
roofs.
So if you bring, what I'm trying to do is match the peak of this roof to the peak of this roof. And then that by default will be the peak of this roof. So they'll all be the same height. And then,
But each one will have a different slope then.
Yes, they would.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. But they're the architects, I'm not an architect, I will not, you know what I mean? But
The other thing we could do is just let them design it and build it the way they think is the best way to do it.
Which, that was their first one was, I was saying, it seemed to look the best, but you said that it was a very shallow, it was only a 3 pitch.
The first one, my complaint with the first one is the valleys,
Not the pitch,
not
so
the
we don't
pitch
really
so
know
much.
what
We don't
pitch
know
they
what
were
the pitch
doing.
is.
Right.
No, my thought is, I like what we were trying to do with eliminating the valleys, but I don't like the result. So I guess I would default back to what they designed.
Right,
They were trying to
make it work.
Fix something that,
Because architects, they have an eye for things on how it's gonna look. They probably said, that's going terrible, but we'll do it anyway, because the
They
building
did.
committee told us.
On the
I'm
phone.
sure
Right, so they already
exactly
knew,
what
they already knew, so we
Yeah.
made them, because we don't have the vision that
They
they
said,
have.
we're gonna show you.
We're gonna show you, and of
You
course,
want
you
what
know,
a turd looks like?
every
Here
time
you
we
go.
ask them to do something, but that's okay. I mean, at least they reacted, but I'm inclined to let them do their job.
And it's probably cheaper.
So, Dennis,
Yeah, I'm inclined to go with that too. That's just,
Tim,
yeah, the original design,
Matt,
original.
Kevin,
He doesn't like it, but we can't think
Yeah.
he's trying to find something better. I feel that frustration.
I'm inclined to let them do their job, listening to our concerns. So they may look at their valleys and their pitches and make something better than what they first proposed, but certainly not this. They have an eye for it. So
Well, and have we expressed our concern about that north corner and
the drainage
Drainage
in the
issue
north.
in that.
No, we haven't, but,
But they have a
in our
drainage.
discussion tomorrow, I can bring that up.
I mean, you know, that was one of my concerns about the valley roof all running down into that corner, which is the north corner. I mean, this is facing northeast, and that's facing northwest.
which corner?
This right here.
Gotcha.
corner near the
Yep,
garage
that's what I
doors.
thought I wanted to make
I mean, if the plan is to park an ambulance in there, which some of the drawings have an ambulance
It
there,
is,
that's
where
gonna
we
be
go.
the most used in and out vehicle on the building.
Well, they're gonna have to catch the drainage from the roof
Just
and
just
put
wrote it
it,
down.
put it into some drainage system, that's all. Or come up with a different roof plan, understanding our concerns. That's our concern, was that.
Right, and you know, having, you know,
I-
is the line up there such that the wind will blow snow into that corner all the time and, you know, it's just,
Well, you never know how snow's gonna pile up until you have the house built, because you don't know where the eddies are or the way
Right,
the
how-
wind does and stuff like that. It could be totally bare all the time because of the way the eddies of the wind coming around the building, but it could be 6 feet
It could
high.
be full all the time
Yeah.
too, and you could get the drain go full right down, walk in one big.
Kevin, what are you thinking? I know you do this a lot,
I don't,
and
I mean, I know that's a lot of roof, but it'll work.
And heck, we could be like the weather vane and put a big lobster up there or a fire truck.
It's not a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's almost enough
Yep.
right there to put that
a zip line from there to there.
You go first though.
So much room.
I'll watch. You know, you should do the whole thing flat, it's going like a factory. Look worse than a school.
You should, make it flat, and it'll look like a real commercial building, so.
Anyway. Yeah, it's nice to have something good to look at, but if you end up with something that don't look so good, that works fantastic.
I have a thought, it just popped in my head just now. What if you keep it like the 6-inch pitch to here, and then once you get to here, it's flat going back, so from the front of the building, it's aesthetically pleasing, but then it's flat going backwards, and you don't see it from the street so much. I don't know,
That's sort of what I was saying, kind of just right after the peak, it just goes flat.
yeah,
But,
well, not so flat, but, you know, pitched.
It's gonna have some pitch to it.
But I don't know if that's complicating it or making it worse or making it better, I don't know.
yeah, or like a hip, but it's sort of like what a hip roof would do.
Kind of.
Right, but aren't the prevailing winds from the west?
It'd be like a
It is,
Northwest.
modified.
What's that?
it is from my
Modified
house.
salt walks, yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah,
and I believe the back of that building right there is the west, right?
sure is.
Right, so if you put a peak there and flat here, that peak's gonna catch everything coming from the west.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be able to get up on the peak and go sliding down on the back of the roof when you get the snow all built up there.
You're probably right.
Then it'll drift over the door as you walk up.
That's, again, that's where I kind of like lean back on, let the architects figure it out.
If you look at this, it looks like we have an upstairs, and we do.
Empty
Well, if you
upstairs.
built box trusses up there, you could have it, you could really,
You could.
yeah.
You guys can build a ropes course up there for yourself.
Yeah.
Gotta have an elevator.
Oh, ropes course. That's some poles that climb up and they do the little,
I suppose if you have access to the roof.
what was that place up there, something monkey or?
An SCBA maze.
So,
Look at that, you just sold the building to Kevin now with that.
We have one in the backyard already.
First time he's shaking his head. Yes.
do you have any, ideas, Kevin, on how you can?
I don't know how you, I don't know how you make it look like something and make it work. You give in looks, you gain in function. The most function is, seems like it's the worst to look at.
Are we totally against looking at a hip style roof? I'm thinking that would bring it down. Yeah, and, you know, with the front entrance, I don't know, you could probably have it, well, you don't want to do too many dormers because then you get the, but the dormer would actually be in the front. The valley would come to the front of the building, not the side in front of the bay. If you know, because you're gonna have how, let me see, how wide is that right there? Did they give us, you know, just the building from like,
When you look at this, you won't
from
see
here
that
to, from
line.
here to here, from the side of from the side of the apparatus bay to where the outcrop is going to be there, look. How much, I don't even see how much that is. So you're looking at,
Did you bring your magnifying glass?
no, I didn't, so
Which
that's,
dimension are you looking for
we
now?
look on, just right here. Where this roof line that we're in question, that we're increasing, right here, so if you dormed it,
95 feet, plus or minus the thickness.
so that's
of the
almost
wall.
square, no, that's not square, it's
No,
it's
but
a
then
rectangle.
But then you need to take that part off.
You take what?
You're looking for the dimension for here.
Right,
Just this part.
right here.
Yeah.
From one to this roof line here, because Lisa had brought it up the
95
last
less
meeting about
38.
hip, you know? And that would, 42.
I mean,
So
it
54.
doesn't really look that bad unless you're looking straight at it. And you won't see, this line that you see, there
That's
is
not
no
gonna-
line.
that
There's
line's
no
not
line.
there.
That line is not there. It's one slope.
One plane.
Right.
Yeah,
So you wouldn't have this line here. So when you look at it,
So, tell me again why the wings are different widths and why they're wings and not.
like filled in the box, because we're eliminating space. We're eliminating spaces, you know, making it smaller. And you have to have windows into certain areas, and that allows you
Windows
to-
and doors.
windows and doors into certain areas, and that allows you to do that. It's like building a school. Why do they have wings instead of a big box? It's because they have to have windows and doors.
To escape from, is that the principle?
Part of
Nobody
it,
ever
yeah.
seems to be able to escape.
Well, look at the
It's
police
amazing.
station. Police station's built with basically two wings
Yeah.
instead of one big box. The functionality of it is better that way.
You could definitely hip the wings. That looks like they gave me a wall today. I don't know,
Yes.
is this a hip?
You could hit the wings, but that isn't where the problem is.
it's the
Would
values.
take away from some of the mass looking at it from the front, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, not a lot.
No, it's just lowers.
And really, the only valley that's problematic, if I'm not mistaken, is just between, it's just that little short space between the apparatus bay, that side. And it's the only thing really having anybody up with it.
And then again, that side of the building is gonna catch the morning sun. The other side of the building will get the afternoon sun when the sun goes down.
But yeah. Well, Lisa, I think they know our concerns. It may not, whatever they come back with may not be exactly this.
Right, let them look at the roof line a little bit. But if you tell them no hip, no valleys, then we've tied their hands.
Well, we unanimously approved the floor plan. I'd like to do the same with the elevations. So with that being said, and the fact that we have a meeting tomorrow morning with them, what do you think the resolution is to get unanimous support for the elevation?
Is this one here, when they were told to do what they do, or they didn't ask us what we thought?
That was good first.
That was their first.
So this is what they do. Let them do what they do, that's what you get.
Yes.
And they're trying to give it some architectural appeal. Having this face. And
Well, you know the architects, they want it to look pretty, they don't
Well,
want
they
it,
should.
they don't want it to look like a monolith, and I don't
Right.
think we do either.
we don't either.
It does, it looks like hell. That roof looks like hell, I'm sorry. You can't even get the guy that paints flags on roofs to make that look pretty.
See, I'm just thinking if they made these peaks all the same height, they increase the slope, you still have a valley, but it's a
If
pitch
you drag this peak
up to that
to
one.
that,
Right
this
to
pitch is
here.
gonna be steep as steep gets.
No, this is it right here. Cause look at their line, here's the top of the parapet, and they're putting the peak. In this plan, their latest one, the peak is up higher, like we asked them to. It's just that they continued the roof line up. If you make this peak up to the parapet, the pitch gets higher, right? On this wing, it's a different pitch, but I don't know that anybody's gonna critique it, cause this is narrower than this. Then when your roof line on that it's the same height as the parapet. Now, if it's the same height as the parapet, you're doing the same thing that they were doing. It's just all peaks are the same height.
All four peaks.
Yep. One elevation right around the top of the parapet, which they spelled wrong.
They spelled mezzanine wrong too, but.
I'd be concerned about the different pitches on the different sections of roof.
Well, they're all gonna line.
You're lining the
line.
peaks up, but then the roof slopes are gonna be different.
What, I don't
It's
think
easier
you'll
to
see it.
build. It's easier to build.
Well, the design, the CAD thing and send it to the truss factory, they don't care.
They don't,
They don't care what
this
it-
truss is different than this truss no matter what, because of the length.
Right.
So you got a set of trusses here, you got a set of trusses here, and then you have a set of trusses that are all the same in the main part of the building, without
But you
widths.
don't think visually you'll notice that those roofs are different pitches
It's gonna look,
when you're driving by?
That's a pretty extreme.
well, they're already have to, oh, you're saying they kept the same pitch.
They kept the same pitch.
Well, they can't, it doesn't work if that, you're saying this is lower than.
Yeah.
So the ridge is lower.
You can see there.
Oh, okay.
The ridge is
Yeah.
lower
Yeah.
on the back side of the building than it is on the front side of the
But
building.
not by much, you're looking at a couple of feet. But even if they do that, it doesn't, I guess my point is this big thing. They can do this and they can make it look so the front of the building looks exactly like you see it in this one, except you'll just see this. Well, no, we're changing it. Forget it. Let them do their job. How's that? I can't draw it, but. You could still have it with this slope like that in the front. And then you'd have, this triangle would be up here. Up in the, how do I draw it? You'd have a flat right there, that's your pitch. I'm using their latest thing, and then they would have, this would have to come down like that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. How would it work? It would let them do their job. How's that?
I think there's like 7 or 8 architects sitting in here right now.
Yeah, that's like, it's not what I do every day, or none of any of us do every day, so I would say that they know what works best. They've heard our concerns, come up with something.
You said you have a Zoom or Teams meeting with them?
Tomorrow morning,
9:30.
9:30.
So it's not like what we're saying here won't be expressed.
No, I have notes right now.
Are we in agreement that we'll
I
ask?
don't know what else you can do.
You don't know
I
what?
don't know what else you can do. You gotta,
You pick the least worst solution.
Is it though? Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we're sacrificing functionality for aesthetics. There's probably some cost with those choices.
Speaking of cost, did I read that email right? 38 grand to metal roof that last
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
How are they smoking? How wide is that building?
It's like, what was it, 20 by 20? Off the top of my head, it's like 20 by 20.
400 square feet.
Yeah.
And it's got a 6 roof on it?
I don't know what picture is on it, doesn't matter.
Let's tell Casey to put in a bid on that, baby.
$38,000. So that makes me.
I'm gonna come down with my own brake and,
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder how high they are on their other roofing.
well, think about, they gotta bring all the equipment, they gotta bring the people to build this little doghouse of a roof, so if you valued it by square foot, it would be enormous. But they're just covering their costs, and that's why, we're gonna go with asphalt, right? So they can,
But I think,
Get
I
someone
think
else
Kevin's
to
point
pay
is,
their,
well, I mean, the cost to do the 2-foot rain
Ice
thing
storm, yeah.
along the edge was, that seemed
It-
a huge amount of
that
money.
was, the rain edge, it's actually 4 feet by 2 feet, 4 feet high. Doing just the edges, the eaves, cost just half as much it would do the whole freaking roof. Sorry.
That's fine.
It's a
You
specialty
need to
material.
say that more often.
It's a specialty material.
And it's not worth it.
No.
If you're gonna do that, then you should just do the whole roof and forget about it. You don't have to re-roof that thing for 75, 100 years.
Do you want any more comment about the
Yes.
Park Street
So,
location?
yes, for tomorrow's meeting, what I'd like to do is address each of the drawings that they sent us today, which are the two, what are these called?
Site
Those are
plans.
site plans.
Site plans. So I didn't see any difference on this to the last one, other than the outlines of the retention ponds and the running of the storm drains underground on either one of them.
Yes, and in the email, he said they're constantly updating these, but this is what they have right now. Updated drawings of both parks, where you will see plans with the 6, and I have attached copies. I've also attached copies of updated site plans. Site plans will continue to be updated as we move forward. However, I wanted to share with you an updated with the ones, with what we have now.
So my comment, they haven't responded yet. When I said we have all this extra fill, right? If you shifted the parking lot east, instead of building a retaining wall, you can slope,
I
have
think
slope.
They can't, they need
can't.
that retaining, they
They do
need the
need the
retaining
retaining
space, yeah, not the retaining wall, they need the retaining pond.
No,
And if we
I'm
shift
no.
it east, we
I,
can't,
I thought
I'm talking about,
we agreed
Oh.
that this parking lot was unnecessary.
I don't remember that vote, I know we discussed something.
We
like that.
discussed about permeation through gravel versus having it paved or having it paved with the permeable concrete. Right, so at the end of the day, there's no need for that parking space. That whole parking lot is,
I would think you could
Wow.
still have a gravel thing that's not really. But my point was, you're building a retaining wall, which costs money, against the building, so that you can have steps to come up to your courtyard and all of that. Whereas if you just have a slope, a mowable slope, you have grass down to a parking lot that may not be the same size, but you've shifted. I'm just looking for cost savings. If you don't need that many spaces, you don't need that retaining wall. And that was one of the comments, but their civil engineer was away. Remember, that was one of my, you sent the email to them and they responded and said, we'll look at it.
This is what they said about Park Street. Park Street will need ground improvements for the foundation. The structural engineer has recommended rammed aggregate piers. These will be used to densify the soil and eliminate the liquefaction potential issue.
What did he call it again? Grand?
Rammed, R-A-M-M,
rammed.
aggregate piers. Is that telephone poles? I don't know what an
No,
aggregate.
I think
That's
what
concrete
it's
pier.
well, rammed aggregate, I'm guessing they're gonna consolidate it.
Like they did when they built Walgreens down there.
That's telephone.
Those were piles.
Those were
Yeah,
piles,
piles,
yeah.
but
Pile.
same
800
concept.
and
Right.
some.
So
Hasn't
If-
moved.
if we have enough parking spaces between the other areas, why couldn't we go with just doing a gravel area like they did at the Tilton PD? Because you wouldn't normally be using it.
I think you could probably do that outside the scope of this building. It would have to be an afterthought.
Right.
Because if they build it, they have to, even with the permeable surface, they're concerned that we have to maintain it, even if we use a gravel surface.
It has to meet DES guidelines for drainage, and it will be considered probably
Right.
impermeable, and then you're gonna have more water going into your basin, but I mean, you could leave it grass, and, I mean, everybody's always pulled up on, on the pines, and that became, right?
Yeah, but not
But-
during the winter time when
Right.
we don't plow it.
But if you don't need it,
Well, if,
I wouldn't say you won't need it.
You don't
just,
need it.
You don't need it daily.
right,
Right.
I mean, if you cut the size of it, then they have less runoff, I guess I would have to say that.
well, there's no runoff where the permeable parking
Right,
spot
but
is.
it's pricey. Way
Right.
pricier than a gravel parking lot.
Yeah, way more.
Somebody has to explain to me, I'm sorry, somebody has to explain to me why we need that as a parking area, period.
For when there are meetings or classes where we have more than the on-duty staff there,
Okay,
there needs to be places to park. If, especially during the day, if the DPW's in operation. If the DPW's not in operation, we
Where do
always
you-
park over there.
when you have training at Center Street, where do your guys park?
We don't have training at Center Street.
Perfect. Why do you need to have training here? Just so that you can reciprocate?
Well, that's one of the reasons, but it's not every reason. It's,
I don't think it's reason enough to put in a parking lot that's gonna get used once a month, maybe, for training.
What about Sanborn Road, can it be done there?
we have to fill the
So
meeting
training
rooms, the meeting training room is at Park Street.
It's in this building.
Yes, because our training facility is there, so it makes sense to have those two together.
And there is no problem using DPW for parking. Period. It, when you have a snowstorm, they need that space. We're not gonna have meetings when we have a snowstorm. I've been assured by Northfield Selectman, that there's no problem using that for occasional meetings and parking.
Until it is though.
That's only good,
Well,
That's only as good
Till
as
the
the
end of
select.
his
That's,
term.
that's when you build something outside.
you know, so
This
maybe
costs
then you do is just wipe that off this plan. And when a building's built, you go in there and you
That's what the Tilton PD did.
go at it after the fact.
Yeah, the
Clean it
after.
up, it's not here, we're not gonna do that, can it, and someday down the road, oh look, there's a back on.
Or park on the grass, right?
You can do that right, every time a month, but yeah.
Well, if the town of
We
Hopewell
have-
can use it in the summertime too for the pines.
Well, that's the thing.
You know what, it could be a town of Hopewell and fire district
Collaboration.
collaboration, put a gravel parking lot
A
in
little
there.
access road goes right down there.
Yeah, I would suggest not doing it as part of this project.
Just dump it,
And-
forget it, it's causing too much grief, it ain't worth it.
It's a lot of money.
Wipe it out.
It's a lot of money.
That's twice I've agreed with you.
And that's,
Yeah.
and that's where I was saying, let's have, we could have a small.
See a
have a
pattern
small-
here.
But that wipes away all the question of permeable, impermeable, it just ain't there.
Retention pond size,
It
all
ain't
that.
there.
Right.
It takes care of so much. What'd you say, minutia? So much.
It's actually closer to manure, not minutia.
And
Oh, look, it looks like they're already taking your concerns for drainage.
I
There's a
see the
drain
dash
goes
line
right to
there
the,
from
right
that
to the
corner,
corner of the
yeah.
building.
right,
Well, I'll still bring that up tomorrow in that meeting.
yeah, it shows the storm drains in the parking lot as well as the collection points.
So that shows you how it's sloped.
Yeah, this may have been this, we're still gonna get it written by there. Yeah.
Okay. So, we have, the two big issues for tomorrow are reverting back to something like this and eliminating the gravel parking lot. Is there anything else that you guys have concerns about?
Not at Park Street, but I did have one question up at Sanborn Road, what's the pitch on the roof of
3.5 as designed, but in our email today, I said, send me, if we're stuck on 6-inch pitch, I don't think 3.5-inch pitch at Sanborn Road is gonna fly either. So I said, probably gonna discuss a 6-inch pitch tonight on Sanborn Road. But
Do we have elevations?
we do,
So that must be what
Send
both
us-
those plans are, cause one's a
Yes.
different peaked roof than the other.
yes, yes.
that? Oh, they're different.
The
This
design
The
doesn't
second
really
one's-
change, they just change the pitch.
Well, it doesn't look like they ran the peak all the way over, but maybe they didn't have time to clean up their own.
We don't have that.
So how come we're not
That's right.
gonna make
Did he hand it out?
the station itself look
I
like
did that
this
in the email, just
up there?
Oh,
Put a
that's
flat
the one.
roof over the
Yeah.
apparatus space. We didn't think about it, we never discussed it, but we could. So Matt has a question, why didn't we make the apparatus space at Sanborn Road have a flat roof like we did on Park Street?
Is it
We
bigger?
didn't even look at the roof
Is
on
it the
Sanborn
same
Road
size?
yet, right?
It's substantially smaller, right?
We didn't even, we didn't.
3 bays wide, 3 bays wide.
This is.
I don't think it's that substantially small.
They have a flat roof, I'm looking at the wrong. This is the email you just sent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's two Sanborn Road emails there, one with a 3/12 pitch and one with a 6/12 pitch.
It says 312.
And then you should get another email with
It's a
the
3 pitch.
Oh, there's two emails?
The
Okay,
six
that's why
on
I'm not
12?
seeing.
There,
No,
no,
it's
there's
one email.
one email, 3 attachments. So there's another attachment,
Okay, so I'm just looking
Well, I
at
guess
the
I
same-
just,
6 on 12.
they're using
I'm
to see the
just looking
fire
at
station
park
that
here then, right? What's
Right.
this?
the bays are always,
That's Main Street.
you don't see
You've
many
gotta
peaked
open the
roofs
other
over
attachment. Go back to the
the apparatus floor, I guess.
I mean, you know, look at the
Probably because they just build them so high on the inside, you go across with
tops. Oh,
those.
okay.
Most of my
So
roofs,
there's
it's the
two.
flat ones. They've got like those, steel trusses.
Parallel cord
Bar
trusses.
doors.
So at Sanborn Road, we have the same issue with the opposing pitches. One of them running into the other.
Yeah.
Kevin? That's with the 6 pitch at Sanborn Road.
Yeah, but it's not running into the,
So you saying this facade should be flat?
I think the apparatus bay should look just like that.
It's heading the other direction, isn't it?
Yes, the ridge over the apparatus bay runs like from Sanborn Road towards the mall, and the ridge over the living office space is teed into it like that.
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing.
This is here, the phone, but breathing,
Yeah.
thing.
So,
This is Sanborn Road, this is a street, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
yeah,
And the peak
They
runs
just have-
towards the mall, and the office space peak runs
parts the PP and
up
Sanborn Road.
Sanborn Road. So this, the apparatus bay here is deeper than it is wide, at least it appears to be.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, they'll be wrong on that one.
I think it says it's 86.
Yes.
86.
Just a little bit. The bottom picture.
So the facade of a flat roof should be the longest dimension, shouldn't it? I'm trying to look at it and say, that's nice.
Well, nobody's gonna see that side of the building, right? Well, you will coming down the road.
This was the
Yeah.
email that the chief got today with the attachments, so that's Sanborn.
If it were turned the other way, if the dimensions were the other way, I'd say it
With the
would look more like Park Street. It would look with a flat roof.
It's an apparatus bay, yep, that way, okay.
So you see what happens there. Then it comes into that. Now this is,
I'm still trying to download it.
So this is the other one.
Is there no connection between this flat roof and that roof? It's like, you get a gap,
Yeah.
just one door.
everything runs down this roof and collects that. That must be
That's
this.
so true.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
don't think they finished the drawing.
They let go of their cursor too quickly.
Well, I think they were probably just drawing in the trusses.
More clear there, but it still looks like this is not attached. It's just.
Yeah, it should be attached, I would think.
Yeah, if
It's
you look
gotta
at
be
the
in-
aerial,
Then
Just doesn't look like it in the picture, that's all.
it's probably, it's not
I'm
in the
sure.
picture,
it's
but
not in the picture, but
in
it
reality,
would,
it would
you
be.
wouldn't
It would
do,
have
you
to
wouldn't
be.
have to,
You would never do that.
You would never do it like that because,
You would.
especially that being the north side, imagine the stuff that would stay there and never melt.
if you want leakage, that's what it's going
That's
to
where it
be.
would be.
But they, I'm sure they're gonna connect that again.
So Matt, your idea is that
Make a flat roof,
they should look
similar.
as much as possible like one another?
That's what I think.
From the street?
Yeah.
I wonder if there was any thought on their part as to make, I got the right one, that goes to the police station. Make the,
Yeah, you see.
Like,
the
I think
comparison
that's-
between the police station and the
Did
fire
that comment
station.
come up at
They
one point?
put, I don't
I think it-
remember,
I think
I'm
it
wondering,
did.
I mean, if it were two houses, it wouldn't even be entered, that thought would never enter mind, but
Well, yeah,
they're two
it's-
municipal buildings.
It still doesn't look the same, because their roof slope is running this way,
Well,
ours is running the opposite.
But they're all
For the
gable
garage.
roofs. There's nothing
No
that
flat
even
roof.
pretends to be
But
flat.
they're a police station and we're a fire station.
That's right.
They don't have a big apparatus space. So I wouldn't have an issue if they wanted to make a flat roof there.
And did somebody say it's cheaper to build a flat roof?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I can't wrap my head around it.
I don't know, is it?
I think it is.
Particularly
Build
if
a
you're
flat
talking,
roof or a gable?
particularly if you're talking clear span.
It's less materials.
But you'd have to design drainage into a flat roof.
Yes.
Yeah, most flat roofs aren't truly flat.
Right.
They got some wing to them.
And it's an EPD on, that
Yeah.
you replace every,
That's-
what, 20
Like
something?
20 years.
So I guess it's the same as asphalt, for,
Yeah.
or you resurface it, you don't
EPDM,
they don't put the ballast like they used to.
no, it's all adhered
Here,
now.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
glued. It's
Yeah.
a glued roof, which is, I guess, better than tar and gravel. And tar paper underneath.
Tar and gravel is fun.
Yeah, but it's hurt our sales down there. We got mountains around Stone. Landscapers can only do so much.
I think it's a valid point if you want your stuff to look like. And you buy special paint, show them vehicles the same color. Maybe worth considering. I never picked that
I mean,
up.
why wouldn't you make them both look
I
very
would-
similar? I mean,
Like branding.
Yeah, barring any unknown, engineering or, cost factor, I would make.
Because it's gotta be the same height, similar height as Park Street, right?
Gotta be the same,
Gotta be the
isn't
same,
it?
right?
The apparatus base is the same height in both corners?
You use the same brick, you use that same trim
I would think
line
we'd
through
want-
it.
I would think
Two
we
for
want
one.
to, yeah.
The apparatus base is the same height in both
Yes.
buildings?
Yes.
So what we're discussing is keeping the pitch over the living area and the flat roof on the apparatus, is that correct?
That's what the discussion
That's
is.
what. I'm sorry, which what Matt was saying. I apologize.
I called him Paul a couple weeks ago. He took great offense to that.
not like either one of them.
Right, I guess, I like the two pitch roofs or a flat roof. I think we certainly ask them about a flat roof.
So they
So-
have a huge peak, they're up high too on the living
And-
space.
That plan right there just reminds me like we just took Park Street, threw it up there, built off the side of it basically. And everybody says Park Street's a garage. Well, in my eyes, like you drive